The world does not respect the man who is always there. It uses him. It consumes him. You were told a beautiful lie. Be kind. Be generous. Give more. And the world will give back. But look around. Who gets respected? The one who gives everything, or the one who cannot be easily reached? There is a cruel rule governing human value. Scarcity. What is rare is respected. What is everywhere is ignored. And most people make the same fatal mistake. They become free. Free attention. Free loyalty. Free time. And anything that is free is treated like air. Think about water. Without it, you die. Yet it costs almost nothing. Why? Because it is everywhere. Now think about diamonds. You cannot drink them. You cannot eat them. They are useless. And yet people fight wars for them. People destroy lives for them. Why? Because diamonds are rare. And human psychology follows a brutal equation. Scarcity creates value. Now ask yourself something uncomfortable. Are you water, or are you a diamond, the nice guy? The always available friend? The man who replies instantly? The man who never says no? He believes he is valued. But in reality, he has flooded the market with himself. Too available. Too predictable. Too easy. And the moment something is easy, the world stops respecting it. Look at how the world works. Cheap things are everywhere. Discount bins. Clearance racks. Endless supply. Nobody protects them. Nobody chases them. But luxury hides behind doors. Luxury creates distance. Luxury makes you wait. And suddenly, everyone wants it. Your value follows the same rule. If everyone can have you, no one will chase you. Power begins the moment you stop being free. Stop giving unlimited access. Stop answering every call. Stop being available to everyone. Because the moment your presence becomes rare, something strange happens. People start to notice. People start to wonder. And people begin to realize you were never water. You were the diamond they never learned to value. When water flows endlessly, no one thinks about it. But when the river disappears, panic begins. People run. People search. People suddenly remember how valuable water is. This is the first law of value. Abundance kills respect. Scarcity creates obsession. And most people destroy their own value by being everywhere. Your time is the most expensive currency you own. But most people spend it like loose change. Instant replies. Endless favors. Listening to problems that are not yours. Every time you say sure, no problem, you lower your price. You teach the world that your time costs nothing. Look at any place people respect. A luxury club. A private society. An elite circle. They all have one thing in common. A door. And not everyone gets inside. The door is not cruelty. The door is value. Without the door, there is no exclusivity. Without exclusivity, there is no respect. Most people live with open doors. Anyone can enter. Anyone can interrupt. Anyone can demand their attention. And slowly, their life becomes noise. You must build walls, boundaries, filters. Not everyone deserves access to your mind. Not everyone deserves access to your energy. Scarcity is a decision. The first step is uncomfortable. You stop replying instantly. You stop saying yes automatically. You stop explaining everything. And people will notice. Some will call you distant. Some will call you arrogant. Let them. Because what they really mean is, You are no longer easy. And the moment you are no longer easy, your value begins to rise. Most people are afraid to change their price. They fear losing people. But the truth is simple. When you raise your value, the wrong people disappear. And the right ones start paying attention. If something in you is beginning to understand this, leave a single word below. Power, not for me, for yourself. Because the moment you realize your worth, the market changes. Most people believe control comes from force, from shouting, from dominance. But real control is quieter. It happens when people can predict you. Push a button, you react. Insult you, you explode. Praise you, you glow. They learn your pattern. And once someone knows your pattern, they own you. The cheapest people are predictable. They react instantly. They argue instantly. They defend themselves instantly. And in doing so, they reveal everything. Strategy dies. The moment emotion takes control. The powerful man moves slower. He observes. He calculates. And sometimes he does nothing. Because silence confuses the opponent. Manipulators survive on reaction. They provoke. They insult. They criticize. Not because they hate you, but because they need payment. Your anger is the payment. Your explanation is the payment. Your frustration is the payment. But when you give nothing, the transaction fails. Emotional control is expensive, because biology wants the opposite. Your brain screams attack, defend, react. But discipline whispers something different. Wait, observe, breathe. And suddenly, the situation changes. Because the calm man always holds the power. Look at a storm. Wind screaming. Thunder breaking the sky. Chaos everywhere. Now imagine a man standing inside it, unmoved. What do you feel? Fear. Respect. Power. Because calm in chaos is rare. And rarity creates authority. When someone tries to provoke you, do something unexpected. Do not react. Observe. Study them. Look at them like a scientist studying behavior. Suddenly the roles reverse. They thought they were controlling you, but now they are the subject, and you are the observer. Treat your emotions like gold, not coins. Gold stays locked away. Coins are thrown everywhere. The cheap man spends reactions freely. The expensive man protects them. And when he finally reacts, the room changes. Because everyone knows something rare has just been released. There is another currency more powerful than money. Information. What you reveal. What you hide. What you allow people to know. Most people spend information like loose coins. They explain everything. They reveal every plan. They share every emotion. And without realizing it, they bankrupt their own mystery. The loudest man is rarely the most powerful. Noise is cheap. Anyone can speak endlessly. Anyone can explain themselves. But silence creates gravity. When the quiet man speaks, people listen. Because his words are rare. And rare things command attention. Oversharing is the fastest way to lose power. When people know your plans, they control your expectations. When people know your fears, they know where to attack. When people know your weaknesses, they know where to pull. Mystery is armor, and most people walk into battle without it. You do not need to explain yourself to everyone. You do not need to justify every decision. You do not need to reveal every intention. Explanations are often a signal of insecurity. Authority does not beg to be understood. Authority declares and moves forward. Human curiosity is dangerous. When something is hidden, the mind cannot stop trying to solve it. A puzzle, a mystery, a sealed box. The moment you stop explaining yourself, people begin imagining your depth. They assume strategy. They assume purpose. They assume power. Watch any room carefully. The person speaking constantly fades into noise, but the silent one changes the atmosphere. Everyone waits. Everyone wonders, what will he say? And when he finally speaks, the room becomes still. Because silence has turned his voice into something expensive. Speak less. Reveal less. Explain less. Let others talk. Let them reveal themselves. Because the man who listens learns everything, and the man who talks constantly reveals everything. Information is power, so treat it like a vault. The moment you need something, you lose power. The desperate man accepts bad deals, bad salaries, bad relationships, bad respect, because he fears losing the opportunity. But the expensive man plays a different game. He does not chase deals. He evaluates them. And sometimes he simply walks away. Fear is the chain that keeps people cheap. Fear of rejection. Fear of loneliness. Fear of losing the deal. So they compromise. They accept less. They shrink their standards. But every compromise reduces your price. Until one day, you realize you sold yourself for comfort. The most powerful move in any negotiation is leaving the table. Not threatening, not arguing, just leaving. Because walking away sends a message stronger than words. It says, I do not need this. And the moment they believe that, the power shifts. Have you noticed something strange? People chase the one who ignores them, but ignore the one who chases. The dog jumps for attention. The cat sits on the wall, calm, unbothered. And suddenly, everyone wants the cat's approval. Walking away is not loss. It is selection. The cheap man accepts whatever door opens. The expensive man chooses which doors deserve him. Because his value does not depend on opportunity. Opportunity depends on him. Luxury never begs. Ferrari does not chase buyers. It waits. Because it knows someone will come. Value never chases. It attracts. When you stop needing approval, needing validation, needing attention, something powerful happens. You become rare. The free man stays because he is afraid to be alone. The expensive man leaves because he values his solitude. And the strange irony of human desire is this. When you stop needing them, they begin needing you. Power does not move in a straight line. It moves in rhythm. Presence. Absence. Presence again. The free man is always visible. Always online, always available, like a light that never turns off. And lights that never turn off eventually become invisible. Think about anticipation. The moment before someone appears. The silence before the music starts. The darkness before the curtain rises. That moment is powerful. Because imagination is stronger than reality. And absence feeds imagination. When people see you constantly, they see your flaws, your hesitation, your mistakes, your ordinary moments. But when you disappear, something strange happens. You stop being a person. You become an idea. And ideas are perfect. Scarcity is not only about access, it is about timing. Reply later. Arrive later. Appear when it matters. If you are everywhere, your presence has no impact. But when you appear rarely, every moment becomes important. Your insecurity will fight this. It will whisper dangerous thoughts. What if they forget me? What if they replace me? Let them try. If they replace you easily, you were never rare. You were convenient. A star that is always in the sky is ignored. But a comet that appears once becomes legend. That is the rhythm of presence. If this idea changed how you see power, let this perspective travel. Pass this insight forward so others can see what most people miss. Most people compromise. They split the difference. They lower their standards to keep the deal alive. The boss offers less. They accept. A partner gives half loyalty. They tolerate it. Respect becomes smaller, piece by piece, until one day they wonder why nobody values them. Cheap people accept quantity. Expensive people protect quality. They would rather lose 10 deals than accept one bad one. Because every bad deal teaches the world a dangerous lesson, that your standards are negotiable. Look at perfectionists, the ones who refuse mediocrity. They are difficult, demanding, annoying, but strangely they are respected. Because the world knows something important, standards create value. The man who tolerates anything becomes forgettable. Some things must become laws, not preferences, not suggestions, laws. I do not tolerate disrespect. I do not negotiate my values. I do not stay where I am, not respected. When your boundaries become laws, people stop negotiating them. They start respecting them. Many people pretend to be confident. They act strong. They speak loudly. But confidence is not noise. Confidence is tolerance. The tolerance to lose the deal, to lose the crowd, to lose approval, and still refuse to lower your standards. People will test you. They will push your boundaries. They will question your rules. Not because they hate you, but because they want to know if you are real. If you hold the line, respect appears. If you fold, ownership begins. Standards are the spine of value. Remember this. The expensive man is not expensive because people say so. He is expensive because he refuses to be cheap. He refuses mediocre respect, mediocre loyalty, mediocre opportunities, and that refusal becomes his crown. The world is not a temple. It is a marketplace. People trade attention, trade respect, trade loyalty. But most people enter this market without knowing their price. They sell themselves for approval, for temporary comfort, for the illusion of belonging. Inside, every person lives a bargain hunter. The voice that whispers, take the safe path. Do not offend anyone. Accept what you are given. Be grateful for whatever scraps appear. That voice kept your ancestors alive. But survival is not the same as power. To become expensive, you must kill the bargain hunter. You must stop asking, can I get this? And start asking, is this worthy of me? The moment you ask that question, the dynamic changes. You are no longer the applicant. You become the selector. The cheap man walks into a room, hoping people like him. The expensive man walks into a room, evaluating the room. Do these people deserve my time? Do they deserve my loyalty? Do they deserve my attention? The shift is subtle, but powerful. Your instincts will resist this change. They will scream danger, because standing out invites attention, and attention can attract enemies. But hiding has a cost. You disappear, and the world forgets what you could have been. Truth is a rare currency. Most people lie to keep peace. It's fine. No problem. I understand. But the expensive man uses honesty like a blade. This does not work for me. I expect better. Clarity creates respect. When you adopt the luxury identity, something changes. You stop begging for inclusion. You stop performing for acceptance. You stop shrinking your standards. Instead, you build a life that must be earned. And suddenly, your presence has weight. Power always attracts resistance. The moment you stop being easy to control, something changes. People test you. They challenge you. They question your attitude. Not because you are wrong, but because your independence reminds them of their own chains. Control is a fragile illusion. Most people live like puppets, pulled by approval, pulled by fear, pulled by expectations. But when someone cuts the strings, the puppeteers panic. Because one free man exposes the entire system. Respect is not always given. Sometimes it is forced by consistency. When people see you refuse pressure again and again and again, their strategy changes. Because predators do not waste energy on prey that refuses to break. The real battle is never outside. It is inside. Your anger, your insecurity, your need to be liked. Those forces will sabotage you faster than any enemy. Master them, and the outside world becomes predictable. Most people fight battles inside the maze, running, reacting, panicking, but the strategic mind climbs above the maze. From above, everything becomes clear. The traps, the exits, the patterns. Perspective is power. The world does not reward weakness, but it does not reward cruelty either. Real power is colder, calmer, more patient. It waits, it observes, and when the moment arrives, it acts with precision. By now, you understand something. Being expensive is not arrogance. It is discipline. Discipline over your emotions, your attention, your standards. Most people will never do this. But if you do, the final transformation is waiting. Most people never choose their identity. They inherit it. From family, from culture, from fear, they become who the world expects. Quietly, slowly, without noticing. But the expensive man does something dangerous. He chooses who he will be. Transformation is not comfortable. It requires letting parts of yourself die. The people pleaser, the approval seeker, the man who apologizes for existing. Those identities must be buried, so something stronger can replace them. This path will cost you. Some people will misunderstand you. Some will call you arrogant. Others will call you distant. But understand this: the world is comfortable with weak men, because weak men are easy to control. Power is not dominance. It is ownership. Ownership of your emotions, your time, your attention, your standards. When you own those things, the world can no longer negotiate your value. Look at the world carefully. Most people live in reaction. They chase. They explain. They defend. They compromise. But the expensive man moves differently. He chooses. He waits. He observes. And when he acts, the world adjusts. Remember the lesson. Do not try to be liked. Do not try to be accepted. Do not try to be understood by everyone. Instead, build a life that requires respect. Because respect is the currency of power. This journey does not end here. Power is a lifelong discipline, a constant sharpening of the mind. If this perspective resonated with you, stay close. Subscribe. Turn on the bell, because the next lesson may reveal another truth most people will never see.